just another pretty face. He's also a talented singer, songwriter, and actor. Please welcome Jesse McCartney. There's a lot of. How does that make you feel when women scream at you?
It makes me feel great. How are you? How you guys doing? How have you been? I didn't see you at the AMAs.
No, I did not go to the AMAs. I went to Disneyland this week. I was planning on going to the AMAs, and then, like every other award ceremony I plan on going to, back out at the last minute.
Right.
I don't have a lot of follow-through.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a freak.
I don't like shows like that either, for the most part, but this one was really entertaining.
Really? What happened?
A lot of pop divas.
Wow. Who'd you see?
It's just a lot of like amazing performances back to back to back. You had Mariah Carey was there, Beyonce. Who else? Leona Lewis performed. I introduced her performance.
Right, and you wrote the song for her, Bleeding Love, right?
I did, back in '07. She ended up recording it and making it a... But yeah, it was a really well-produced show. I had a great time.
Did you?
What? Come again?
Let me say that again. Did you?
Right. Yeah, I did.
Did you go to... Oh, now we know why you're so successful.
Right.
Look at how quick you are on your feet. Did you go to any fun parties after?
You know, it's funny. I was actually... you guys know that little group, the Jonas Brothers? I was sitting like three seats next to them, and one of the guys came up to me and said, "We're doing this last-minute performance after the AMAs at the House of Blues on Sunset, little small, like 900 people." And Jordan Sparks was there, Neo came, Frankie J, and all of us, we jumped up on stage and I did Leavin', which was my first single from this new album. And yeah,
that's cool.
It was a fun little show.
Fun, yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. And then I went home.
Now, are you old enough to drink yet?
I am. I turned 21 last April.
Wow. I'm very impressed by all the things that you do. I heard you on Ryan Seacrest a couple of months ago telling the story about how Bleeding Love was bought by, I guess, Simon Cowell heard it and gave it to Leona Lewis, right?
Yeah, I wrote the song with the lead singer of One Republic, Ryan Tedder, and the two of us got in the studio, and at the time we were just building up, you know, my catalog for my record. And that was one of the songs that was one of the songs that was written, and it just sort of got put, it wasn't sonically right, so we kind of pushed it aside, and Ryan pitched it to Simon and Clive Davis, and they had Leona, who I had never heard of at the time, but she had just won X Factor. She recorded it, and yeah, we still are sort of overwhelmed.
How do you know so much about music at the tender age of 21? I mean, where did you grow up, in Justin Timberlake's backyard?
Yeah. Exactly. As one of his background dancers. My whole, you know, childhood, my parents were both very musically inclined. And, you know, my parents were always involved with theater, and, you know, some families are into sports. We were into music. And I just sort of grew up singing, writing, and, you know, messing around on the piano. And then, you know, I just decided at one point, I guess, people were like, maybe you should do this.
Maybe you should do, yeah, exactly.
Real.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Well, you have it. Your CD's doing very, very well. It's called Departure. The album's called Departure.
Yeah.
And in addition to this, you're also named one of People's Sexiest Men. Let's clear up all the girls you've dated, because I know you've been rumored to date a lot of girls, but I'm assuming not all of it's true. I mean, you didn't date Paris Hilton, did you?
That was my first experience with a tabloid. I had moved to LA like a week into being in Los Angeles, and I had walked out of a restaurant sort of at the same time as her. And like the next day, like Paris Hilton and Jesse McCartney. I've met her like twice.
Isn't she amazing?
Yeah. I don't know. No, I mean, you know, the media sensationalizes everything.
What about Miley Cyrus? Did you date Miley Cyrus?
She's like 16.
Hey, buddy, you're 21, okay? Cool your heels. In about 5 years, you're going to be dating a lot of 20-year-olds, and you're not going to be like, she's like 20. You're like, yeah, she's 20.
Yep. It's true.
What about Aubrey O'Day? Who is Aubrey O'Day?
Aubrey O'Day.
She's the Danity Kane girl. Danity Kane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
just won't go away. I had a performance in New York, and she was performing with her band, and my band, her band, we all went out one night, and I guess the paparazzi was around lingering and caught a couple shots. But I've been single. I've really just been working nonstop.
Well, it paid off. Your song Leaving is #1. Everybody knows that song. It's Over is based on a personal experience. It sounds like a breakup song with somebody who didn't want to break up. Is that right?
I had been in a very long relationship, a serious relationship for a while.
Since you were 20?
Nah. I mean, you know, I was young, but I sort of started to understand what a relationship was, and I based a lot of this album off of, you know, the ins and outs of the ups and downs and the being with them, without them. I'm still trying to figure out which I like more. But yeah, It's Over. The video actually is doing very, very well. We shot it, Rich Lee directed it, got these really cool special effects, and it's up on the MySpace pages. You guys can check it out.
And you have a MySpace page?
I sure do.
Okay, you can go to that, everybody. You can go to that to get your socks off.
Yeah.
Or you can pick up his CD, Departure.
You should hold it upside down, too, so you can really get a good idea of what it sounds like, you know?
I must be nervous around you. I'm like, thank you for being here, Jesse McCartney. Very cute. We'll be right back.
Thanks, guys.